Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Sudoku with Tsvetii. I'm your host, as always, Tsvetii. Let's get back into another medium puzzle as we go about our week with I don't want to say humility, but to go about our week with like a kind humility and just trying to accept the things life gives us. And not necessarily in a sense of just accepting what you have and just being content with it. I'm more so saying it in a sense that you accept what has happened in your life or what is currently happening in your life, and then you can adjust from there. And I think that's what the point I'm trying to get across today is that no matter where you are in your life or how stuck you may feel, you are not stuck. Even though social media will make you believe that you're stuck. And I have fallen in that trap several times, even last week, if I'm being 100% honest, where I see all these terrible things going on and I get very upset or over emotional or anxious about them. And I just have to compartmentalize it almost and just accept that, for the most part, the internet isn't real. And I can't really let it affect me to that extent because I have no control over it. And sometimes you just got to control what you can control. Sometimes you just got to control what you can control. I mean, that's the old Stoic teaching, or technically the Serenity Prayer, to have the courage to change the thing, or I've forgotten it already. I apologize, but essentially, have the courage to change have the courage to change the things you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You know what I mean. I probably should read the Serenity Prayer. Haven't really. It's funny when you think about stuff like that. Like, when I think about it, I haven't said the national anthem. Oh God, this is the Christian nationalist episode. But it's not. That's episode 214. When I turn heel and go off the rails for attention. We're not there yet. But like the national anthem, if you've been out of school for a while, like I have, you haven't really thought about it that much, and so you don't really think about it. And so when you're called to say it, or like America the Beautiful, I cannot recite word for word anymore, even though I hear it at sports events, or like the Super Bowl and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a song. I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm just like, it's a good song, you know what I mean? But as we continue on through this puzzle, I think the goal, as I started yapping, I started getting ahead of myself and just started yapping. But the point that I want to get across to you today is sometimes we just have to reflect. Sometimes we just have to allow ourselves to be in that what is this? Humble? Is that the root word for humility? I don't know my conjugations in English. What do you think? I'm a native speaker or something? But just have that humble attitude towards life and the willingness to see that, where you are now is not necessarily where you will be in the future. And if you want to make changes, you are more than able and more than capable of making those changes that add up over the course of a day or a week or a month or a year, a decade. That life is abundant in the sense that a lot of us have a lot of time. Some of us are unfortunate, or it is unfortunate that a lot of people don't have a lot of time. But for the most people, for 99%, of the world, the average lifespan is over 75 years old. And sometimes we take that for granted and, get into our habits and everything. And I remember seeing a YouTube short, which isn't really, it's pretty apt to this, but I think it had a good message across it, that it is important that you realize that, God, I've been saying that a lot, but it's important to realize that if you spend 8 hours a day on your phone, that is, I think it said like 23 years, well, in this sense, that's a 30-year life. So that's 25 years of your 75-year life is on your phone. And then if you're sleeping 8 hours, which you're obviously not, if you're on your phone for 8 hours a day, then you are spending 2/3 of your life either on your phone or asleep. And so what are you doing with the other third? And I think that message resonated with me. I think it was Noel Razzle, I think. He's a South African fitness YouTuber, and I always enjoy the messages in his videos and throughout his videos. Okay. Going in for this, as we're kind of starting to break away from the mantra and or a message in this video, I think what we're doing now is kind of just focusing on the Sudoku, as it is called, Sudoku is Tsvetii. We know that could be a 4 or an 8, or 5 or 8, and this is just has to be could be a 4. No, we're missing 4, 5, 8, 1, and 3. This has to be our 4. At a 5, 8. Oh, we're missing a 9. That's conveniently there. We will deal with the ramifications of these bold assumptions shortly and see if we are still fine. But I believe we might be, actually. We have all of our 9s. That's 1 and 5, which make that a 3. Makes that a 3. Makes 3 there. We actually are still looking good, honestly. Makes that a 4, which make this a 2, 1, 8, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I believe that. By George, I think I've got it. Who would have guessed? Not me. That'll be a 1, 8, and then we are missing a 4, 7, which we will mark down thus. And that'll be a 1, 2, 3. This will be a 4. Makes that a 1, 4, 1, 1, 3, 3, 7, 4, 7. And then we are missing an 8, which is over there, and a 4. Not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Anyways, if you have enjoyed this video, consider liking and or subscribing. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, stay safe. Goodbye.